I know you're probably not going to be too interested in sauerkraut, but if you watch the whole thing and in the end of the video, there's a pretty good story, so hang in until then.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I got a log on a stick.
Don't be dirty.
It's a log on a stick. Not the dick of doom.
Go ahead.
The log on a stick. Well, we're making what? Sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut.
Making sauerkraut. I like sauerkraut. I don't know that I like that much sauerkraut, but we're making a lot of sauerkraut. See, look at that. So we went to the place where Teresa actually has a job at, right?
It's volunteered.
She volunteers work. You volunteer?
Yeah, we don't get paid.
Tips, don't tell anybody. Anyway, and they were making sauerkraut. They asked her to come up and make sauerkraut. I'm ready for my next layer.
You're quick.
Well, what do you think? I sit around and fart around?
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so what you do? Give me this. All right. So we went there. We went to where she works, and they had all these cabbages, beautiful cabbages. I mean, look at the size of these things right there. They're like the size of her head almost. No, they're actually bigger than your head. So, anyways, go ahead. So now, what she's going to do is she's going to put the cabbage in there. It's already shredded. They did that while we went to go get a new bucket because I guess when they make sauerkraut, they make a shit ton of sauerkraut, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, this sauerkraut is basically just shredded up cabbage. Okay, you're good. Now throw some salt in there. And then they use kosher salt because I guess they thought that was good. So what I'm going to do is let me tamp that down there, and then what she has to do is just get a nice little, that's good. Just a little layer. Now what the salt does is actually draws out the moisture out of the cabbage. And you just take this log on a stick.
A log on a stick.
It's a log on, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just nothing fancy or special or anything. You just take this log on a stick, and you just kind of bash it down in there. Like so. Smack it around. You don't want to be too rough on it. You just want to kind of pack it, smack it, rub it. I made this a long time ago when I was a kid. I think it was with my Aunt Ella. Anyway, we used our hands. We didn't do it this way. At least I don't remember doing it this way. I remember just kind of running my hands through it. It was like Play-Doh. So, anyways, you do this until the juice is coming up out of that cabbage. And it takes a while. And the difference between what we're doing today and what we did like hold that camera, like a million years ago when I was a kid, was I remember my aunt using some kind of a yeast or something to get the fermentation process started. But they're not doing that. We're not doing that this go around. They tell me that it's not necessary. All you have to really do is just beat the shit out of it. My hands are sore from this thing.
Oh yeah, my arms were sore for like doing it for an hour or so.
So anyway, so you smack that stuff down there.
Oh, you're
and
getting
now you
it.
can see that the juice.
I see you're getting it.
The juice is coming out of it. And the crazy thing is that you just keep packing it in there. That bag had a lot of cabbage in there. There's like 5 or 6 heads of cabbage in this thing. How many heads did they cut up today? 30 some?
40, 30 something. I don't know. I don't remember.
30 freaking cabbages? Heads of cabbage. So I remember when I was a kid that we did it. I think it was just a bowl. It wasn't anything like this. And I remember my Aunt Ella. I'm sure it was Aunt Ella. Could have been my Grammy Weaver. But I don't remember. I remember her. She was my grandmother's mother. And my Aunt Ella was my grandmother's sister. So I remember taking cabbage leaves and laying it over the top and then putting a boother over the top of it.
What's a booter?
A rock. A flat river rock. Not a flat river rock. A round river rock is a boother. I could call it something else, but I'd get flagged. And they won't monetize me. Watch this. See all that juice?
when I was doing it, I can't even make that juice
You didn't do it right.
because I didn't punch them hard enough.
I guess. It just breaks down the fibers a little bit and gets that. There. Time for another layer. Okay. You couldn't get it to do it?
No, I couldn't get it to do it. I don't know why.
So they had a different way of doing this. It was supposed to take a plastic bag, which I'm not too keen on.
Yeah, because it's plastic. Is
'Cause
that
it's
good
plastic.
enough? More?
Yeah, throw some more in there.
Oh, we're getting really low.
That's good.
Wait, my salt, my salt, my salt.
We'll get the salt. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I'm not, you point that up here, I'm not too keen on the plastic bag idea. Because what you're supposed to do is take a plastic bag and put water in it. And then, of course, tie the bag off. And then set the bag of water on top of it. And that's supposed to seal it so that you don't get the scum out of the top. But I guess as long as you're not in the sunlight, you'll be alright. I'm more of a, I'd rather do it in glass kind of a person.
You think it's better with the glass?
I wish I had an old crock. You put this in a crock, that'd be a lot better. My grandma's got a crock over there for her pickling. She got several of them. They're hard to come by. A lot of them got froze up and the bottom was busted out of them. But this is just a plastic bucket. I don't think it's going to poison us though.
Nah.
Not too bad.
Nah, not too bad. I already washed them before too.
Look at that. Getting the juices to come. Look at that. Believe that? I think before anybody ever gets them full to the top, they get tired of doing this. Because I think this is all the more that Paul had in his.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta understand, those people are like 70-some years old.
Not all of them. Donna wasn't.
Donna wasn't.
I keep mashing it down.
Do you want me to shred those too?
No, we got to get rid of that.
Yeah, after that there's two more.
Yeah. So anyways, go ahead and shut that off and then we'll finish doing what we're doing and we'll come back to it and show you how to cap the thing off. I would use cabbage leaves from those cabbages over there.
And then
And lay them on the top and then
Right.
I would put something on top of that. But because as this stuff ferments, the cabbage is going to want to rise. That's why they use the plastic. Because during the fermentation process, it's got to actually bubble. So it's going to bubble out the sides, and you don't want scum or anything on it. So we'll use their plastic bag theory, but I don't know. I think it'll be alright. Okay, so I don't know if these are, what size are they? These are
gallon.
they're gallon. Probably would be better with a little bit bigger, but what you do is you put that water in there. I wish it was just one bag that would fit right on the top and just completely seal it, but that ain't happening for some reason because we don't have it. But what I've done, or what we have done, is we've got 2 bags of water here, and we've put them in there so that it seals as best we can. I'm still a little bit worried about this.
Yeah, me too.
I'm thinking that if we did it that way, but then there's not quite. You would just use one bag of water to hold the sauerkraut down in the juice, and then we would just put a hole in the top and then run that into a cup of water so that the air can't go back up the tube, and it'll sit there and go.
Like what?
I've made wine before. I remember when I was a kid. Story time with OLF. You ready for this one? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so story time with OLF. When I was a kid, kindergarten, first grade. My dad and the next door neighbor were making wine out of apple cider. We called it apple cider. So when you're a kid, apple cider is like, ooh, it's a nice sweet little apple drink, and you drink it and it's good, and you're happy because you just got some sugar, because we never got sugar when I was a kid. So they called it apple cider. My Uncle Irv, he called it Apple Jack, which sounded cool too, because they made cereal called Apple Jacks.
Right.
So I'm in first grade, me and my friend Danny, we're over at the farm, and there's bags of soybean meal, corn distillers, and other mineral packs there for the cows. So we're playing on those, and there's the blue drum with the apple cider in it.
Mm.
So, hey, you want some apple cider? So me and Danny dipped the thing in, and I drank some, and he drank some. And when I was in first grade, I was so shitty-ass drunk. I don't think I've been that drunk ever since. But I go home, and I'm like, I don't feel so good. And Danny, we're laughing and carrying on. We were supposed to carry feed out to the hogs.
Mm.
And we're at the other end of the barn in the blue building. So we took the feed out. We're trying to get this feed out to the hogs, and I just cannot walk. I'm like, I'm drunk. I'm first grade, drunk on a half a cup of the apple cider, which didn't taste bad. I can remember the taste talking about it. It didn't taste bad, but I remember, so we go home. We go home and back to my house, and Danny is like shitty-ass drunk, and I'm shitty-ass drunk, and he's too drunk to take his shoes off in the mudroom. So I kicked my boots off in the yard and walked in bare socks in the mud, because it was this time of year. Might have been spring. I don't remember. No, it had to be fall, because we hadn't killed the hogs yet. So anyway, oh my God. Come into the house, and I'm starving. I got like the equivalent of the first grade munchies. So I probably ate Apple Jacks, but no, it was Cheerios. I do remember the Cheerios. And my mom, what's wrong with you boys? Because Danny's like falling over in the mudroom. He can't get his shoes off. So, what's wrong with you boys? And I was like, I don't, nothing, And then it dawned on her, these boys are drunk. And she gets on the phone, on the wall, rotary phone.
Yeah.
Calls over to the farm. Bill, those boys got into the apple jack, or into the apple cider. Well, we did. We were drunk. Anyway, so my mom's like, get in here, get those boots off. She starts feeding Danny. Gotta feed him, because, we were hungry and we were drunk, so we had empty stomachs, and so we were a lot drunker than we should have been.
Did you get in trouble?
Well, no, I don't remember that part of it. We didn't get our asses whooped. It was apple cider. I mean, my mom was like mortified that my friend was drunk. She would have just said, "Yeah, stupid ninny, what are you doing?" And that would have been the end of it. But there's more to that story. When I was the same drum of crap that my dad was producing, and my dad doesn't drink alcohol, which is really weird, but it was a challenge to make it, so that's what he did. So anyways, my sister Holly, we used to watch the bubbles coming up off the tube. It would go bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, that's where you got the idea from.
Well, that's it. So the tube came out of the top and then into the water. It was into this gallon container. So my sister Holly, she gets this shitty ass idea. She's like, hey, suck on the end of the hose. So I'm like, well, you do that with that gas that's in there.
Oh,
I'll never forget the burning sensation in my lungs. But fun times on the farm. So anyways, I'll never forget. She called up Danny's mom and said, listen, we're making wine in the shed, and Wesley and Danny got into it, and he's a little drunk. Oh, just sober him up, he'll be fine. Could you imagine if that was today?
no.
I mean, there would be DYFUS called. I mean, it would be on CNN, NBC, MSN. It would be on all of the fake news networks, and we would, my mom and dad would have been child abusers because two boys being boys got into some apple cider. Or Apple Jack, hard cider. Hard cider is what they should have called it. But I don't know. I remember it tasting good that day, but years later, they bottled that stuff. It didn't taste so good. Because there was still a lot of sugar in it, but it was the first run. was really potent. I'll never forget my dad coming in later, and he's like, "Holy shit, that stuff is strong." He came in all wobbly, weak, needy. He says there was this much in the bottom of the cup. I'll never forget this. It's crazy. I'm like, what, 7, 8 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old, and
Wow.
yeah, I was an alcoholic at a young age. My parents were child abusers. They got us drunk. But
They're gonna like this video. So how long are we gonna ferment this thing?
4 to 6 weeks. The dude says when it starts
The
smelling,
dude said.
when the dude says it's gonna start smelling like farts, then it's done. I don't remember ever having ours cured. I remember my Uncle Irv used to eat hot dogs. That man ate more hot dogs than anybody I know. He lived to 92 years old also. But he would have a hot dog sandwich. So he would take the hot dogs, put 4 hot dogs across. He would put the sauerkraut, the pickle relish, and the mustard all across there and eat 4 hot dogs at once.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he would do like 2 or 3 of these. And then he'd go down into the basement and make himself a 7 and 7.
What is a 7 and 7?
Seagram 7 and 7 Up.
Oh, okay.
It was that. Yeah, he was a pretty good drinker. My Uncle Irv. I miss my Uncle Irv. He was a good guy. He's the one that really got me interested in old cars and engines and stuff. He was really quite the tinkerer. I'd say that. But I probably got 15 minutes talking on this thing, so. Yeah. Alright, so thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you want some of this sauerkraut, Teresa would be more than happy to bottle it up and send it to you.
$10 a bottle.
$10 a bottle for this stuff?
Yeah, well, that's homemade sauerkraut.
Right.
Gotta pay for your
sauerkraut.
name.
You're right. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to put this in the living room where we can keep our eye on it.